Aphorism number 2 of the Enchiridion by Epictetus. In this second aphorism of the Enchiridion, Epictetus is discussing the nature of desire and aversion. In other words, what should we want and what should we avoid? Remember that desire demands the attainment of that of which you are desirous, and aversion demands the avoidance of that to which you are averse. That he who fails of the object of his desires is disappointed, and he who incurs the object of his aversion is wretched. So Epictetus is telling us a little bit about the path of life, and as we go through the path of life, what we're supposed to strive for and what we're supposed to avoid. If, then, you avoid only those undesirable things which you can control, you will never incur anything which you avoid. But if you avoid sickness or death or poverty, you will run the risk of wretchedness. Withdraw aversion, then, from all things that are not within our power. For years, I've suffered from a fairly severe case of hypochondria. What would Epictetus make of that? Well, Epictetus is saying that things that are really outside of our control, such as health, we shouldn't worry about. We shouldn't consider that as a legitimate source of aversion. So for instance, my fear of getting cancer, he would say you should not indulge such a fear. It's out of your control and it should be nothing to me. But for the present, altogether restrain desire. For if you desire any of the things not within our own power, you must necessarily be disappointed, and you are not yet secure of those which are within our power, and so are legitimate objects of desire. I'm an artist. I would love to be better known in the art world, to get some sort of material success from this. What would Epictetus make of that, this desire to become famous or rich? Again, he would say that these things are ultimately out of my direct power, and consequently, to concern myself with them is not only a waste of time, it's in fact evil. Where it is practically necessary for you to pursue or avoid anything, do even this with discretion and gentleness and moderation. Well, Epictetus divides the realm of morality into good, evil, and indifferent. Into the category of indifferent, Epictetus places all those aspects of the world and of our life that are outside of our control. That seems a bit harsh. The idea that an artist who wants to make it in the art world is somehow indulging in an evil pursuit. How does that make sense? Into the category of evil, Epictetus places the notion that we make bad judgments, that we in fact try to control things that are not inside our control. And finally, into the category of the good, Epictetus places the idea that we understand this dichotomy between what we can control and what we cannot control. We understand that that dichotomy is central to the moral universe, and we make all our judgments based on that understanding. To Epictetus, that is the good. Kind of a tall order, don't you think? Well, it's almost a sleight of mind. But if you really start thinking about it, what Epictetus says makes an incredible amount of sense, even though it is, as I say, quite difficult to apply to your own life.